Hi, welcome to Help My Marketing Plan is Sick. This is video 4 of a 6-part series. In this video, I'm going to discuss the 3 emotions that people feel when making a product or service, and the 3 steps that you need to take to build a marketing plan. But first, I just want to talk about why you really need a marketing plan. A marketing plan, in my opinion, builds the foundation for your business. I mean, would you drive across the country without a GPS? Would you just get in the car and say, well, I'll see where I end up? But yet so many small business owners start a business without knowing where they're going, without knowing who their ideal customer is, without knowing where they're located. When I was a management consultant, no major corporation in the Fortune 1000 would think of developing a product or service without knowing that information. Here's the 3 steps I use to create a solid marketing plan. And these are the steps I follow to the letter when I created 4 successful companies. The first one is do all the research from the prior videos. And then after you determine what the value is that your customer receives or what your niche is that you can fill in the marketplace, then select one of 3 buying emotions. Now don't worry if you haven't developed what your value statement is or what your niche is at this point in the program. Maybe by understanding the 3 buying emotions you'll be able to create one. And once you have all this information, then we create the images that portray the emotion, and we select the words that describe the emotion. So what are these 3 emotions? All 3 of these emotions result in a very happy customer, and that's what my goal is for you as a small business owner. So is your happy customer the one that got the best price, the one that got the only one and no one else sells it, or they got the most convenient, or they purchased it in the most convenient way to buy it? These 3 different emotions are an easy way to express value to a customer. If you pick one of these emotions as part of your niche, you have a much better chance of succeeding. Now we're going to go through each one of these and describe some examples so you can understand what they really mean. So for the small business who's selling the best price, they're giving their customer somewhat of a guarantee that they're not going to be able to get it for less anywhere else. A good example of this is Walmart. Walmart customers see ads on television of people with their receipts saying they cannot get these items any cheaper anywhere else than what Walmart sells them for. Now typically a small business cannot afford to do this. Why is that? Because companies whose niche is price sell lots and lots of volume in order to make money. As you know, Walmart has tremendous sales volume every day to make money at the prices that they sell. So if you're going to start a small business where you're competing on price, you may need a lot of capital in order to help you build it up over the time that it will take to get that message across. Now let's say you want to market the emotion that you're selling a product or service that no one else has. So maybe you invented something new that you know that there's a market for. Or maybe you're selling a service in such a way that no one else is selling that service, like the real estate agent I spoke of earlier in another video could provide services for relocating people from one state into another besides selling them a house. Or you could use your credentials, your references, as being unique. In my coaching, I use my credentials and references over all the years that I've been in business advising other business owners. And if you have the time that it took to build up your career and your service, that's something that can differentiate you. Or you can bundle it with something else. Like I spoke about the lady who was the MLM jewelry sales, and she was very successful because she didn't just sell jewelry, she created parties where people cleaned out their closets and created beautiful outfits from the things that they owned and taught them how to dress, and then the byproduct was selling jewelry, which created a huge, huge market for her. And that was her differentiator. She was the only one who did that in her area in that multi-level marketing. Now what about the small business that wants to sell the emotion of being the most convenient? They want their product or service and their customers to feel the convenience of purchasing from them. So if you have a product, perhaps you have the largest selection to choose from, or maybe you have the easiest method to purchase from, such as online, or the easiest method to use the product, or the easiest credit that you give in order to purchase the product, or the delivery method. Amazon is brilliant at convenience. I can purchase an item where I live in the morning, and I can have it at my home in the evening from Amazon. A very, very convenient way to shop. So, I want to talk about what's missing from two of these emotions. In two of them, where I've got the small business owner is selling the only one, and no one else has it, and they sell the most convenient way, one of the things missing from these emotions is price. They don't talk about price. The only business who sells based on price at the lowest cost talks about price. If you're selling the emotion of you're not going to get this from anywhere else, or I'm giving you the most convenient way for you to buy it, typically they don't talk about price. Now, one of the most important lessons to learn from these three buying emotions is that you can only pick one as your differentiator. So which emotion does your business market? You can only pick one. You cannot target all three emotions in your marketing. Walmart does not talk about being the only one to sell an item. They talk about price. Amazon talks about convenience. There are some items I found on Amazon that are actually more money than if I went to the store to make a purchase. But if I'm buying it from Amazon, I'm buying it because of the convenience. Just like stopping at the gas station on the way home and paying more for a gallon of milk than I would at the discount store. So you can only pick one of these emotions for your company to be great at. And don't fall into the category of most convenient because you're not the cheapest and you don't feel you're the only one that has it if you're selling a service. The next thing that we have to discuss is what is the second emotion that you're good at. Because you cannot do all three. If you do all three, you will fail. So let me give you an example. Walmart started out being the best price. You're not going to get it any cheaper. They're great at that. Now, the second emotion that they're starting to advertise and market is the convenience of curbside pickup. Because of COVID and the pandemic, people are now shopping online, so delivery services has become the second emotion that they feel when buying from somewhere. Now, do they go there because they're the only ones who deliver? What's the primary reason a customer comes to you? There can only be one. If you try and do all three, you will fail. You will find, if you look at all of the major corporations across the country and places that you purchase from, you will never find a successful company marketing all three emotions. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way. The customer won't even know why they're coming to you. You want a niche so the customer knows why they come to you to buy your product or service. So again, which two emotions do you pick for your business? And test them against your list of competitors. Which do they market? Where is your niche? And don't worry about losing customers. You're not going to turn someone away because they came to you for a different reason other than the emotional marketing message that you've created. You would never turn anybody away. However, you have limited dollars to spend on marketing, advertising, creating your website, creating your graphics, creating your brand. And the only way you can do that successfully is to pick one of 3 emotions, stick with it, test it in your market research, see how well you do, and then you can build an entire ad strategy around that. So in our next steps, we're going to talk about the ad strategy that you need to build this entire message, but you have to keep on testing this. So take one of the emotions, create a brand or a message around your product or service with that emotion, go back and do some more market research online, check it out with strangers, and see the response you get. And then the next video we'll go to Bullseye's branding, we'll create your ad strategy, and I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Darlene Z. Bell, creator of Help My Marketing Plan is Sick. If you like these videos, please like them and share them with your entrepreneurial friends. You can click the like and share buttons here, and send me a message and let me know how your business is doing. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the presentations.